Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Myself Muskan and I am studying grade 8 from GEM school. Alright, so today I am going to explain class 8 science lesson 2 microorganisms, and in this lesson I am going to explain harmful microorganisms in human beings. Right. Harmful microorganisms. So harmful microorganisms are categorized into two types. So first one is causing diseases in human beings, animals and plants, and second one is food spoilage. So in the first category, causing diseases in human beings, animals and plants, as we all know, this is the first category of harmful microorganisms, because this is the main and important cause of microorganisms in our human bodies, not only in human beings but also in plants and animals and other living organisms. So this is the first category, and the second category is food spoilage. Alright, so food spoilage. So if you keep rice or a bread outside without space, without air, then after few days you may observe the changes in the food. So what you guys can observe, you can observe the growth of fungi, alright, bacteria, as we all know. So these are the two categories of the harmful microorganisms. Now coming about how the harmful microorganisms are caused in our human bodies, in human beings. So microorganisms that cause diseases in human beings, animals and plants are called pathogens. Yeah, pathogens are nothing but a disease cause microbes in our human bodies, or also in plants, in animals. So the microorganisms, harmful microorganisms that causes diseases in our human bodies, plants and animals, and these are known as pathogens. Alright, pathogens can enter in our body through air, water and food. So pathogens are the diseases, it can enter easily in our body. So how it's entered into our body and other microorganisms, living organisms, like through air, through food and through water. Alright, so through air, through air it may affect in our human bodies and other living organisms. So if a person who caused with common cold, once he sneezed, alright, and that sneeze water particles that enters in other healthy person, and that healthy person causes pathogens. It means that the pathogens enters into the healthy person. So if I talk about the through water, so if you keep a glass of water at outside for a few minutes or a few hours, then the insects such as the flies, like house flies, mosquitoes, they may get into the water, or else the other insects or other microorganisms. And if we same water, if we consume inside our body or other living organisms, they may cause, or we may cause pathogens, or pathogens enters in our body. So if I talk about the food, so if we eat or other living organisms, if they eat or we eat spoiled food, then the pathogens which are present in spoiled food that enters in our body, and there would be the creation of disease. Okay, so these are the steps how the pathogens can enter in our body. So pathogens can also spread from an infected person to healthy one. So yeah, as explained before, through air. So infected person to healthy one, how it spread, for example, I'm going to show you. Alright, so these pathogens can enter of a healthy person while breathing, and he or she may also get common cold. Yeah, before I have given an example. So if a healthy person breathe of a infected person, which shall release the air, and that air, if he or she inhale, then the pathogens which are present in the air that enters in our body. So there will be the creation of pathogens, or the pathogens enter in our body. So pathogens can also enter by insects such as anopheles and Aedes mosquitoes. So anopheles and aids are some of the examples of types of mosquitoes. All right, so pathogens are also enter through this. So how the pathogens are entered through by these mosquitoes. So if, for example, if I talk about the anopheles mosquito, if the anopheles female mosquito bites an infected person, the particular mosquito will suck the pathogens with the help of the blood of the particular disease caused person. So once he sucked it, and once the mosquito sits on a healthy person, and same mosquito, if the anopheles mosquito suck the healthy one person, then the healthy person enter, and the pathogens enter into the healthy person. So insects like mosquitoes, houseflies, which transmits pathogens from an infected person to healthy one, are known as carriers of diseases. Yeah. Yeah, as well, it's very true, guys. So insects, if I talk about the like houseflies, mosquitoes, and etc., so these mosquitoes or the insects, what their work is to transmit pathogens and suck the blood for as their food. So these mosquitoes or insects are known as carriers of diseases. Was a simple and funny word. Okay. So diseases that can spread from one person to another are called communicable diseases. So diseases which can cause from one person to another person, and those diseases are known as communicable diseases. Now I'm gonna show a table of few examples of communicable diseases and how it's caused, and what are the preventive measures to be applied to prevent these communicable diseases. All right. Okay. Yeah. So, diseases, mode of transmission, causative pathogen, preventive measures. Diseases, mode of transmission, causative pathogen, preventive measures. So this is a table. So the first disease is malaria disease. So malaria, so mode of transmission, it means that so how the malaria is caused. So because of the bite of female anopheles mosquito. So these mosquitoes, most of the mosquitoes, they will carry along with malaria disease, and they spread to other healthy people. Okay. So the causative pathogen is protozoan, and the preventive measures, it means that how to avoid the malaria disease is not allowing mosquitoes to thrive in the locality, using mosquito nets and repellents. So it means that, so if you met to a disease like malaria, then how you can prevent the malaria is you have to prevent or avoid the mosquitoes around your home, and you have to keep around your home a clean home, and even your surroundings of home you should keep a clean surrounding, clean home. And afterwards what you do is for more preventive measures, you can keep net doors. So net doors, like mosquito net doors, as you can get the net doors at outside, and you can buy, and you can just keep and arrange everything near to the doors, and you can prevent the mosquitoes. So this is the first disease, and how we can avoid the malaria disease. So the second disease is cholera. The mode of transmission is contaminant food and water. So it means that the cholera disease enters in the contaminated food and water. So the causative pathogen is bacteria, and the preventive measures to avoid cholera disease are maintaining proper sanitation practices, boiling water before drinking, and avoiding consumption of uncovered food. It means that to avoid cholera disease, there are simple steps or preventive measures to be avoided. So first preventive measure is to maintain proper sanitation. It means that, so before eating and after eating, or other change or other aspects, you have to sanitize your hands. Alright. And the second preventive measure is to boil water. So you shouldn't drink a normal degree water. You have to boil the water, and you have to consume. And the third preventive measure is to avoid consumption of uncovered food. So, and the third preventive measure is to avoid the food which is uncovered. Alright. So these are the preventive measures. And the third disease is typhoid. So contaminated food. So the typhoid is present in contaminated food, and the cause to pathogen is bacterium. And the preventive measures are maintaining proper sanitation and practices, avoiding consumption of uncovered and unclean food. The fourth disease is tuberculosis, and tuberculosis is present in air, and the cause to pathogen is bacteria. And how we can prevent the tuberculosis? So by the step of vaccination for children. So if I talk about the vaccination is done for the under the age of 5 years old children. So if once the vaccination is done, this vaccination is present in our body, and it helps to fight against the tuberculosis disease. And the fifth disease is ringworm, and the mode of transmission. It means that ringworm is present in the direct contact with the infected person. So if a healthy person is met or contact with contact means close connect with infected person, then the ringworm disease may occur or may enter in a healthy one. So the causative pathogen is fungus, and the preventive measures are good hygiene, not sharing personal items such as towels and combs with the infected person. It means that you have to maintain a good hygiene. It means to keep yourself a good one, like following the good manners and the what to do and how to keep your body a healthy body. And the second preventive measure is to don't share the items like personal items like towels, combs, or brushes, clothes, etc. And the fifth, what's no, sixth, yeah, all right. So the sixth disease is common cold, and common cold is transmitted through air, and the cause to pathogen is virus. And the preventive measures are washing hands regularly, avoiding close contact with people having common cold. And the seventh disease is poliomyelitis, and the mode of transmission is air and water, and the cause to pathogen is virus. And the preventive measures are to vaccination. So the vaccination is done. So once the vaccination is done to the children, so once they grow up, if they met with poliomyelitis disease, they can avoid by the vaccination which is present in our body. It helps to fight against the poliomyelitis. And the eighth disease is chickenpox, and this is transmitted through air or physical contact with the infected person. And then the cause to pathogen is virus, and this can be avoided, or preventive measures are the vaccination. So these are the diseases and the mode of transmission and the cause to pathogen and preventive measures to avoid the communicable diseases. So these are the communicable diseases to the close contact or the direct contact with the infected person, or food or water or air. Direct contact. Alright. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys have enjoyed by observing my video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click bell icon for latest updates. So bye guys. In the next video I'm gonna explain about the harmful microorganisms in plants and animals. So until then, bye guys. See you in the next video.